Hello, hello, hello. A very warm welcome to each one of you, and thank you for joining here. If you are struggling with boundary setting, this is a session that you must attend. All right. So let me very quickly, before I introduce my guest for today, I want to be in deep gratitude to each one of you for joining in. All right. And let me tell you, I have someone who is incredibly special me, with me today. A woman whose energy, whose wisdom, whose journey is truly, truly, truly inspiring. I would request for you to join me in welcoming Dr. Muskaan. She's an MBBS graduate, she's an NLP expert, and an author of a thought provoking book, Journey of a Seasoned Physician. She's on a mission to impact 100,000 lives by helping women or men. I am not sure, she will come and tell us, but she is on the mission of helping them break free from the fears, from the doubts, embracing self-love, dream big, and manifest those dreams into reality. Isn't that so beautiful? I would love for each one of you to give lots and lots of emoticons in the chat box to welcome Dr. Muskaan. And today we are diving into a topic that is truly, truly, truly so special and important for our personal growth and relationships as well. That is boundary setting. Let me get Dr. Muskaan on the one of you. Thank you, Dr. Sabah, for joining in. Thank you, Ahmed Fez. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, Kavita, for joining in. Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. Muskan. How are you doing? How are
I
you?
am feeling special, and yes, today we are going to talk about some advanced tool of self love. So I'm super excited.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, Muskan, I have, shared my way of introducing you, but before we go ahead, I would love for you to, introduce yourself in your own tarka, your own way.
Hello, people. I am Dr. Muskaan, and I am on the mission to help a woman loving their own self see them as a woman first rather than going into the role thing. And once you start loving yourself, you connect with your dream life, you break free from your fears and doubts, you start dreaming big and not live just the way life, but the big life, the and life of yours. And once you start thinking big, you manifest your dreams from the quantum world into the physical world with the advanced tools of the manifestation such as NLP. So yeah.
Wow, wonderful. That was so quick and short and crisp. Wonderful. Dr. Muskan, before we topic, of boundary setting, I want to ask you ki, what role does it actually play? Boundary setting kahan par kaam aata hai in this
Boundary setting
entire
is
journey?
just as self love. Whenever we feel burned out, whenever we feel like we are giving more and we are not getting it in return, whenever we feel like people take me for granted and why they are not valuing me, मैं तो एक कोहिनूर का हीरा हूँ. But they are
Hmm.
taking me just like a coal who is like here and there like this. So the moment we get these thoughts that मेरी value नहीं समझी जा रही is the moment we have to take a different choice. We have to set the consequence and let people know that this is my place, my safe place. So boundary is just like advanced level, advanced tool of the self love, where we are just not getting rude with the some person, or we are just asking for love, more of love.
Hmm. Because so many of us have this, inhibition, I would say, that boundary setting का मतलब है कि अपने आसपास दीवार खड़ी कर लो. Now I am not going to listen to anybody. अब मैं जो मेरा मन में आएगा मैं वो करने वाली हूँ because मेरे पास तो boundaries हैं. Would you like to address that kind of a myth as well?
So the simple thing is, whenever we set the boundary, we are just saying that if this is for one person, it is for five more people who are near me. Whenever we give the open-ended loop to one person that they can cross our boundary, the other five people also come to know that we can whenever break this boundary. I'll just give an example. For example, I remember my niece, her mother used to say that this is your sleep time, after 9 p.m. bhutu will come, you have to sleep.
Hmm.
But she used to say that no, I want to watch the TV. Her mother was saying no, no, 9 p.m. is done. Now she used to
Hmm.
check the boundaries of her mother, that mama, can I watch for TV for more some time? So
Hmm.
people are always checking our boundaries, that
Hmm.
what are we on the same standards, or are we going down? So we have
Hmm.
to choose that we keep on affirming our boundary.
Beautiful, amazing. So, Muskan, how would you put it? So many people out there with whom we have this kind of a relationship, which we cannot, I don't know how much boundaries we can set, but एक दिन वो बहुत loving होते हैं, दूसरे दिन they are so distant that you are like, अभी क्या करना है इन लोगों का, right? How do we protect our peace? How do we set our own boundaries? And how do we actually work with such inconsistent people or relationships, whatever you can call it?
This is, very beautiful question which is framed, and I'll just say that Raj Shamani, I was watching one of his podcasts in which he was giving the definition of toxic people. He was saying toxic
Hmm.
people are those people who are inconsistent. Some days they are all out, love, 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 and sometimes they are all into the cave. Who are you? And when we find
Absolutely.
these two characters of the same person, we feel so much confused that what is
Yes.
wrong with me? But
Hmm.
there is nothing wrong with us, it is wrong with them only, which is they are going in their personal life.
Hmm.
So we have to see these people as the disguised gems of our life. Why? Because if they are in our life, our soul and their soul is having a soul contract,
Hmm.
and they are placed in our life for our evolution to happen. As when
True.
we have came on this planet earth, we are having two things. One is the gifts which we have to give to the world, and second is
Hmm.
the we have to get some lessons learned. As it is
True.
rightly said, we are not human beings on the spiritual journey, we
Hmm.
are the spiritual beings on the human journey. So evolution is one part which human beings love, because either human beings are dying or growing. So when we see them as our soul contract, and when we focus on our evolution rather than what they are doing in our life, is the time our evolution starts happening. Because either we can put the questions on them, why this, why
Hmm.
that, and we can go on with that list, or either we can focus on our own self, and we can say that because of you, I entered into the personal development program, thank you so much. Because of you, I got my mission, that this was one thing I got evolution from you, now I want to evolve the people also out there. बिकॉज द थिंग आई
Absolutely.
हैव बीन सफर्ड फ्रॉम, मैंने शायद बहुत टाइम लगा दिया इसको सीखने में, अब मैं किसी को एक दो पॉइंट्स फैक्ट्स बता दूंगी, उनको कम टाइम में वो चीज समझ आ जाएगी. सो वी आर
Absolutely.
रिड्यूसिंग द पेन इन द वर्ल्ड.
You know what? Yesterday in the book reading club, also we were discussing that nobody whatsoever. This is a very beautiful and a spiritual book that we are reading at 10 p.m. And we were discussing about how the universal powers put it is all in their hands. It's not we think our ego self thinks that we can put things here and there. We can work our own ways, but the reality, the fact is that the what do you call the puppet show is hosted by the Supreme himself. And nobody ever is ever placed in our lives to, shun us down, to bring us down, because everybody is put there for us to learn some lesson from them, because that is something that we need to learn. And जब तक हम वो सीखेंगे नहीं, तब तक वही repetition of the pattern will keep on happening. And the day we understand that, I think a lot of our problems are, what we call struggles and everything, is going to go.
Yes.
Having said that, फिर भी, there are some people who would say very hurtful things, because these are the questions that people might have, right? And all the people who are viewing this, Insta Live, I would love for you to put in your questions as well in the in the comments so that we can take them as well. But one of these questions that is also asked in multiple, one-on-one sessions, that, Karishma, कोई कुछ इतना बोल देता है कि scratches my heart. It is like मेरे को stab ही कर दिया. They use such hurtful language. अब we are on this journey of self development. We all realize that हम अपने ऊपर काम कर सकते हैं, but we cannot move other people, right? So how do we make ourselves understand in that situation? And because there are times when somebody will say something and you will start actually believing it as well, right? So how can we stay rooted in that space, in our own space? How is the boundary setting going to work there? How do we create those beautiful boundaries there?
Beautiful question. So, for example, if somebody came and said something to me, and now it depends on me what I'm going to say to me. For example, if somebody is saying something that is their truth from their personal history, what I am saying is my truth from my personal history. Yet we both can stay in one relationship and it can be blooming with the love and respect. But if we are saying that, you don't understand me, you are wrong on this perspective, and if I am saying to the same, I'm mirroring that person, that you are wrong, you have never done this. So if we both are doing this, that thing that can create the hurt in the relationship, that can create the mess in the relationship, and then the relationship goes to the courtship. Instead, in doing this, we can take the example of the coin here. For example, I am having the coin, on your end there is heads, on my side it is tails. These both are the side of the coins. We both are right. Now, either we use this vocabulary that you are right, you are right, you are right. Either we use this vocabulary, you do not understand me. It's upon us.
So
So,
true. So
yeah, the simple thing is, first we have to value what they value, and they will value what I value. I will just give a very simple example. As me being on the spiritual journey, my brother used to say so much to me that you are not having those things which you are doing right now. And I am a human in progress. What do you want from me? I am not Devi Devta.
wonderful way to put it. We all are humans, and it is all right. It is human to err, and it is okay to, keep evolving every single day. The thing that actually matters is that we are catching ourselves each time we are going wrong, and we are working on ourselves every day, on the everyday basis. So beautifully said. I love that. Sometimes we understand other person's pain. We understand all of it. We understand their backgrounds, we understand their behavior, yet their energy levels are drained. It is very important for ourselves to, stay at a very high frequency if we want to serve people.
Yes.
And there are people who come and who drain our own energy. How do you set those healthy boundaries in those times?
Yeah, so the way we can set the healthy boundaries is, the simple rule in setting the boundary is reduce or remove.
Hmm.
The best thing is if we can remove ourselves from their life. But if we cannot do
Hmm.
that and we have to be part and parcel of their life, the simple first thing is we can reduce our presence near them in the physical form. I remember when I started this mission and all, something was going up like a fire in my soul. There was lot of mess between me and my parents where they were saying, go ahead in your doctorate journey and not in this NLP stuff. And I
Yes.
reduced my physical presence near them. This was my first boundary setting. The second thing is, I we can reduce the conversations which we are having.
Hmm.
And the third thing is, if the conversation has to happen, we till this time we know the topics जिस पे conflict आता है.
Hmm.
We can reduce our conversations on the conflicting topic, so that we can create the love more in the relationship, we can create respect more in the relationship rather than hurt. Because I just know one thing, when in the self love, that 10 people out there are saying negative about me, at least I be the one who can stand in the front of the mirror and say 11 things positive about myself, so that that 11 wins over that 10.
Hmm. Such a beautiful insight that is. I also have one more hack.
Yeah, I'm
There
okay.
will be times, there will be times when you will not be able to, disconnect with them physically. You won't be able to go away from whatever they are saying. You have to keep in the talking terms as well, right? What can you do in those times? You can disconnect with them at the level of energy.
Amazing.
Now, how does that work is whatever they say, you build a boundary within your heart. Whatever you take in your heart starts hurting. Whatever you take in your head starts hurting, right? And if you create a beautiful, boundary here only, that whatever comes, it just reflects back. Like, because Shivani also very beautifully says that when somebody gives you something, if I give you a gift and you do not accept it, where does it go? The person who is giving it will have to take it back. Likewise, if you, that is a very beautiful example of, energetically disconnecting yourself. वो आ रहे हैं आप उनसे बात on talking, and whatever they are saying, you are not taking any of it in your heart and in your soul. That is one of the most beautiful, setting the boundary, which I would suggest to viewers here. Um, so I see there are, we have few more people here. Jagesh, Flourish with Freedom, Mona. If you guys, Samar, Sudha, hello guys, hello Sophie and Gurpreet. If you guys have any questions around boundary setting, please feel free to put it in the chat box in the comment section so that we can take them. Um, feel, Muskan, very guilty of setting boundaries, especially with the loved ones. मैंने
हाँ.
अपना सारा टाइम अपने बच्चों को आज तक खरोच दिया है. All of a sudden, how do I disconnect? How do I tell them कि this is my working hours, I'm not available to them, right? Uh, how do you set boundaries with them?
The very simple thing is, it is a fact that the person who is setting the boundary is going to feel the emotion of the guilt, and the
Hmm.
person with whom we have set the boundary, that person is going to feel disappointment. It is the fact. Now, as we know that these emotions are involved while setting boundaries, it's up to us. We have to be consistent with those boundaries, that these are the standards. We
Hmm.
have to, again and again rewire their brain by saying, now your mama has one more role. She's womanpreneur.
Yes, absolutely.
And the more we
Hmm.
are, rewiring their brain, that, your mama is no more matlab, having only the role of in the house nurturing the people, but she has one more avatar, that she is, now earning. Now she has to,
Hmm.
she has to give some time to her, business which she has started, and the
Hmm.
service which she is providing to the world. And the moment we rewire the mind, and rewiring is
Hmm.
as simple as giving the same statements again and again and not putting the explanations on that. Boundary settings goes
Hmm.
wrong or get hurtful when we are giving different explanations to the same questions they are asking. When their questions are same, why would answer be different? I remember once I was having one day, I and one mother was sitting in front of me, and we were having the conversation. Her little 3-year-old was coming in again and again. And I was asking her, you have to give her the same answer when she will come. She was saying, Mama, when you will come out, and you have to say that Mama is in the class right now, she's learning.
Hmm.
And now, when she was, the fourth time when she came, she said, Mama, you are in the class, you are learning. Okay, bye.
Beautiful, beautiful. I
So we
love
have to
that.
give the same answer, because the moment we give explanations, we give we they start having more expectations,
Hmm.
that do this also for me, do that also for me. So it's their
True, true.
time also to understand more of us now.
Hmm.
That first me.
What is the biggest myth that you have seen or you have come across about boundary setting in your coaching journey?
Biggest myth, I will just simply say that people think that people will abandon us when we will set the boundaries. And when this thing comes in the heart, people feel fear to set the boundary. So
Hmm.
I will just say that saying no to someone is saying deeper yes to your own self now. Where I come with the mission of life. First, love yourself. Because if you are not going saying yes to yourself, you are saying no to your dreams. If you are going to say yes for the making tea all the time when people in the house are making, you remember the grandfathers, grandmother, and the old people in the
Hmm.
house, chai, 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 and Sunday हो जाए फिर तो चाय बंद ही नहीं होती. So you know the set.
Hmm.
So setting boundaries is just like we are creating peace with our own self. It is not that we want them to abandon us, or they are saying something bad to us. It is the healthiest way to make relationship more beautiful. And I will just simply say that be extra polite while setting the boundary, where
Hmm.
people get rude when they have to repeat the same thing the third or the fourth time. And I'll say that be extra polite, be extra respectful while setting it. Quote the words, I will even say that in the very simple language, because people want to feel good when they are listening us. If you are going to use the bad words कि तेरे को समझ नहीं आता and that, and वो then they वो backfire बहुत गंदे तरीके से होता है.
Okay. How do you understand? What are the 2, 3 signs that shows that someone really, really, really needs to, start setting boundaries in their lives?
So the simplest way to set the boundary is, first of all, be very clear what I want.
Hmm.
It is never about them. So for example, if I want the time, I want time for myself. I have to use the language of I, and not ki, you don't do this, you don't do that. It's never about you, it's about I. And frame the
Hmm.
sentences in the form of I, where you are very clear ki, you want this. If we are not clear in the mind, what happens is, uh, the samne wala person keeps on testing the boundary, we undo the boundary, and then we think that we are the evil one in the relation, the devil who is creating the chaos, and बाकी तो सब अच्छा ही चल रहा था. So we have to be very clear of the I, and second, we have to be very clear that setting the boundary is my responsibility. It has nothing to do with them, because in the
Hmm.
process of setting the boundary, we have to not shame any other person. ये यहाँ पर हम
Yes.
लूज हो जाता है गेम सारा. We keep on tell, for example, if woman is earning the money, and if we try to shame the man
Hmm.
because you are not taking care and I am doing it. So this is the worst way. So what we have to do,
Hmm.
we have to keep the self esteem high. Self esteem is simply as that holding the other person. First of all, self is there, holding yours respect in the highest regard, because we are doing with our own self, it is going to project outside. We are going to hold the respect of the other person also. We will keep that dignity. And the moment we are doing that, if the boundary has been undone some days,
Hmm.
again we are reminding our own self, it's my responsibility, it has nothing to do with them. For example, if I told them, this time is my meeting, and they are again calling chai bana do, so I have to remind them of the boundary, क्योंकि उनके लिए भी ये नया है
Hmm.
जैसे मेरे लिए नया है. So yeah.
Absolutely. So, Tanishq Healing Zone is asking anything statement you can share, refer to setting boundaries. We can correlate as an affirmative or a mantra kind. So here, maybe you could give us a simple practice or a sentence that can want to assert a boundary. Maybe he or she means to kind of an affirmation that or a mantra that can be used to keep reminding ourselves that हाँ बाउंड्री सेट करनी है and ये बाउंड्री सेट करी है तो अब इसको कैसे consistently इसके साथ follow up करना है.
So the simple thing is, for example, if somebody invited you for some function and you cannot go for that function, you can simply say, thanks for the invite, I will have to miss it. If somebody is there on the phone call and they are talking about some their business stuff कि boss के साथ अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है and everything, and you want to set the boundary there that I cannot be that person जो कोई अपना emotional verbal diarrhea मेरे को डाल के and I have to sort it out inside me. So the simple thing is you can simply say that I understand that your job is frustrating. So we are giving them a very I wali statement. I understand that your job is frustrating. I want you to consider talking to the senior consultant, your HR, your HOD. For example, if somebody is talking about my weight and I do not like it, so the simple thing is what we can say to them. I don't see again. I have framed it with I. I don't like it when you talk about my weight. Please stop. If somebody is talking about one of my friends and the person is having some glitch with that friend and I don't want that person to talk about my friend like this, I can simply say that I don't feel comfortable talking about her in this way. So it is a practice. Boundary setting is a practice. For example, if somebody is saying something to you and you think that they are being mungeri lal and they are thinking the bad stuff, you can simply say that I want you to ask me what I'm feeling instead of you assuming it. So yeah, I hope I've given enough examples to set the boundaries.
I hope Tanish Healing Zone, you got your answer. Muskan, I see a lot of coaches in the room right now. How would you recommend the coaches to set boundaries so that they can preserve their energy with the clients?
The simple thing is you just say to your firm again and again that I will be the one person who is taking charge of my energy and bringing my client to the highest energy. And whenever a problem is coming in the in the giving the service to the person, what we can say that I'm not going to solve the problem, I'm just going to evolve them. And sometimes the self-awareness is the part where they're getting evolved. How the problems comes in the coaching business is, for example, when we are doing the group coaching and somebody is messaging us on the WhatsApp, then we don't feel like entertaining those messages. So the simplest thing is we can say that you can come through this and this person towards me right now. I can answer your question like this. So the moment we are telling them what's right at that particular moment is and also giving it with lots and lots of pyar is the moment they understand it. They also understand this.
Wonderful. Great. What are before we close this Insta collab, what are the 3 mantras that you live by and that keeps you going? Because you are doing multiple things together, right? You're doing your MBBS and then you're doing your, coaching as well. What are the 3 mantras that you swear by, which keeps you going?
Every morning I wake up, I say to myself, I am the creator of my life, which awakens my manifestation powers. The second thing I say that everything is happening for my highest good. So, for example, if I see something which is not working in my favor, I carry that inverse paranoid nature that every single thing is working in my favor, even if I cannot see it right now. और जब मुझे नहीं दिख रहा होता तब तो और फास्ट स्पीड में मेरे फेवर में चल रहा होता है. And the third thing I say to myself, I trust the process of life, because as I'm walking the journey, I am facing the challenges. I see those challenges as my being is getting built up. And I find that once we start, taking those challenges, it finds very simple. I remember when I started this Instagram live thing, it was so difficult for me to upload the Instagram live because मेरे को ये technical problem आता ही नहीं था कि कैसे करते हैं. One live happened, didn't upload it. Second live happened, didn't upload it. The third live when I did, it got uploaded. And I was like, wow. So I, every time have lots of gratitude in my heart that I can use Instagram as a tool, as a part of service, because once there was a time when it was not working in my favor, but now it's like this. So everything takes time टू लर्न दैट, मतलब वो एक स्किल सीखने में थोड़ा सा टाइम लगता है, लेकिन उसके बाद वो इतनी ब्यूटीफुली अनफोल्ड होता है हमारे सामने, वो बहुत प्यारा लगता है.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Muskan, for sharing so beautiful, such beautiful boundary setting. Your own mantras as well at the same time, how what keeps you going all the time. Um, it was a beautiful way that you elaborated on each and every thing, the questions as well. And I want to give you deep gratitude for accepting this invite and being here with me today. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much. I every time enjoy having conversation with you. It's like a different energy which is entering into my being, and I'm like dancing now.
Wow. Wonderful. And to all the viewers who have been with us on this journey of InstaLive and the ones who will be watching these, recorded live session after, we have closed, I would love for you to understand that if you have any questions, you can put it in the comments. We will be answering them because me and Muskan both will be the collaborators of this Insta Live. And you can go and follow, Muskan on her channel. I will be sharing the link of her channel as well over here. And feel free, keep growing, keep shining, be the best version of yourself, and keep understanding the concepts deeply, right? And one of those
Yes.
concepts have been shared today, that is boundary setting. God bless you all. Take care. Bye bye.